the chosen one. Congratulations. You triumphed against every oddity, every voice that sought to stifle your magnificence. You triumphed over every hurdle that claimed to be the conclusion of your narrative. You may not have seen the final conclusion with your physical senses yet, but it is already accomplished in the spiritual world. The aura of victory surrounds your destiny, like a crown ready to be put on your head. What you're feeling in your spirit is not a delusion. This is confirmation. You've entered your season of victory, and this time it's unmistakable. Watch this video first, then continue reading. Until the very end, since something strong is being revealed to you, write your warmest wishes and type 777 to announce that your desires are living, moving, and becoming reality. This is the moment the cosmos has been waiting for. Your energy is aligning, your aspirations are being empowered, and the impossible is suddenly bending to your advantage. Now, choose one like this video. If you have not already done so, subscribe to the channel. Let we begin. Let's not pretend that everything went well. You didn't win because things were easy. You prevailed because you refused to give up against all odds. You remained silent when no one applauded. You decided to believe, even when it hurt. And now here's your prize. The cosmos has taken notice. Heaven has sent a signal. You've done something that no power can reverse. The strain was immense. Yes, but pressure is what defines Earth's diamonds. You are not merely a survivor. You are someone who succeeded quietly, powerfully, and wonderfully. Victories may be seen and celebrated in public, yet some are only completely understood by the heavens. When you kept turning up but received no applause. When you brushed away your tears and continued to grin. You had every reason to walk away. Nonetheless, you remained anchored in optimism. These were your winning moments, and they added up over time, resulting in a heavenly accumulation of rewards. It is currently being released. The victory has been verified. There is a reason you've noticed a change recently. Something within of you knows that this chapter is different. You can't describe it, but your heart is still whispering. Get ready. The whisper is genuine. It is not paranoia. It is not overthinking. It is heavenly guidance, telling you to spread your arms. Because what's coming isn't tiny. It's tremendous. It has been postponed, but not denied. And the wait is finally ended. This is not the time to question. This is the season to walk as if you've already gotten it, because you have. You don't have to battle for affirmation anymore. You don't need to persuade others of your worth. You do not need to show your value. The universe has already proven it. Heaven has already approved it. This victory is not contingent on human consent. It originated from a higher source. It was approved by something greater than money, processes, and regulations. This is a spiritual breakthrough that does not follow the laws of the world. It trumps them. What is going on right now is greater than rationality. You are being rewarded at levels that make no sense to those who have seen your suffering. And that's okay. It's not intended to make sense. It's intended to shine. It's intended to reveal something about your life that even your opponents cannot refute. They will be unable to stop it either. Because this victory is not due to popularity, status, or politics. This victory is yours since it was inscribed into your destiny from the start. The doors that are now opening were not chosen at random. They remained concealed until your moment of synchronization. You did not just win anything, you won. Divine timing. You've arrived at the perfect moment and with a correct enthusiasm. That is what makes this breakthrough unstuck possible. It's not simply about what happens to you. It is about who you have become. Your donation provides a source of inspiration and healing for many individuals. Don't shrink back now. Do not second-guess this. You are not imagining things. Signs, synchronicities, and whispering, they all point to the same truth. You've won. Not going to win. Not might win. You've already won. Even if you're still in the hallway, waiting for the door to completely open. Celebrate now. Because what is beyond that door is already yours, and your soul knows it. That is why you sense a burning sensation within your body. That feeling of expectancy, that surge, that quiet inside voice that keeps saying something is on its way. That is the vibe of triumph. That is your soul, recognizing what is going to appear. in front of your own eyes. Let me tell you something much more powerful. What's coming isn't just for you. Your winnings will flood. Your triumph will benefit others. Are being lifted not for your own advantage, but because your light is required. Your voice is essential. Your impact is required. You have been selected as the conduit for the flow of riches, knowledge, and healing. That explains why the struggle was so heated. That's why the wait seemed forever. Because what you're getting now isn't regular. It's generous and personable. This is a generational victory, a massive reversal that rewrites your family's narrative, a wonderful gift that humbles your previous anguish, and a heavenly recompense. It makes every fight worthwhile. Allow the world to say what it wants. Allow the old voices to resonate with skepticism. You no longer allow yourself to be afraid. You are no longer vulnerable to humiliation. You've improved, shifted, and climbed. The old cannot compete with the new. You are prepared to bear it with courage and delight. The chosen one, congratulations. The time they believed would never come for you has arrived. They hoped the breakthrough would bypass you, but it is already parked in front of your door. This time, it isn't asking for permission. It enters your life with power, completeness, and divine favor. Your story has just altered forever. Let the celebrations begin. Not later, but now. Not even when everything seems to be wonderful. However, it is still unfolding. Because planning to celebrate ahead of time demonstrates your belief. When you believe, you unleash even more benefits. This is how energy multiplies. This is how momentum builds. You are no longer waiting. You're getting. And as you get, everything related to your name will increase. This is your time. This is your proof. This is your victory. Congratulations, the chosen one. They saw your silence as capitulation. However, when others were making commotion, you remained silent. You were mastering patience. You were aligning, repairing, and preparing to carry a triumph that was too big for your old self. What they didn't see was how each peaceful day was forming your personality, how every delay tested your spirit. And now that refined version of you, the one with clarity, discernment, power, and grace, is ready to completely embrace the limelight of divine favor. You triumphed not simply because you wanted to, but because you outlasted what attempted to destroy you. Winning isn't simply about reaching the top. It is about surviving what attempted to keep you at the bottom. You were intended to break, but didn't. You were meant to resign, but you didn't. You were intended to vanish into despair. However, you emerged with fate in your hands. This is why you are getting rewarded. Because your faith overcame your fear. Because your optimism was louder than the sounds of failure. That type of heroism is never overlooked in the skies. What's coming is larger than your previous agony. It is so effective that it will not just replace what you have lost. It will challenge your preconceived notions about what is possible. The magnitude of this gift will expose the falsehoods you were fed. It will quiet those who believe they understood your boundaries. This win is more than a fleeting moment. It is a movement. It demonstrates that everything is actually working together for your benefit. Even the awful sections and chapters you believed would never make sense. Everything you grieved over is now turning into a perfect yes. Every closed door that made you feel rejected was really a pointer to something better. Every setback served as the foundation for your triumph. Now look at yourself. You are not bitter. You are better. You are not broken. You are built. You are not behind. You're precisely where you need to be to experience this moment. Do you feel that surge in your soul, that tingle in your heart, or that calm confidence growing inside you? That is not random. That is your energy, recalibrating to reflect what is being released into your life. Your aura is shining differently. Your spirit is speaking louder. Even the cosmos reacts differently to your presence. The doors are opening without force. People are preferring you without a cause. Money flows without restraint. Why? Because you entered the winning frequency. It is real, and it is yours. People around you may not grasp what's going on. They could look at you and see the version of you from the past. But it isn't your issue. You do not need them to see it. The victory will show itself. It will manifest in your health, prosperity, opportunity, tranquility, and relationships. It will shine so brightly that they will be forced to admit something has changed. And when they do, you will grin. Not from pride, but from appreciation. Because you'll understand how much it cost to get here. The victory came at a price. Emotional turmoil, silent sacrifices, periods of obscurity. But you paid for it. You paid with tenacity. You paid with tears. You paid with obedience. And now the invoice is noted. Paid in full. What's coming into your life right now is the result of that unseen investment. Every second you stayed loyal. Every minute is paid for. You chose love over bitterness. You were paid every time you raised your head. When life attempted to get you to bow. But now the overflow starts. The next stage of your life is no longer about pursuing. It is about attraction. You don't have to beg for what you deserve. You do not need to prove anything to anybody. You do not have to audition for blessings. You are a godsend. As a result, the roles have been reversed. The holy spotlight shines on you. And what was previously buried is now being emphasized. What was previously disregarded is now being appreciated. You are no longer here to survive. You are here to flourish. And this victory is the key to revealing the flourishing version of yourself. The version that laughs out of pure delight. The version that awakens with excitement rather than anxiety. The version that brings money. Don't worry. The version that flows. Not a force. The version that knows. Without a doubt, I am picked. And I've already won. And this is apparent. Nobody can steal this from you. No envy, no sabotage, no uncertainty, and no fear. Not even your own previous blunders. Because what you are now getting is not based on perfection. It is founded on divine appointment. You are not being blessed because you were perfect. You are fortunate because you were loyal. When heaven discovers a dedicated soul, it pours forth boundless blessings. That's why what's coming will be pounded down, shaken together, and poured over. It is unstoppable. It is overdue. And it is indisputably yours. So walk with your head up. Step into rooms as if you've already won. Because you did. Speak with authority. Think in abundance. Move with purpose. Most importantly, do not shrink. Do not apologize for the victory. Do not underestimate your blessings merely to make others feel better. You earned it. You put up with this. You were picked for this. The time for hiding is done. The time for waiting is past. The moment you question whether it is your time, done. It's your turn. The holy rotation has fallen on you. And this time, you are not being overlooked. You're getting promoted. Breathe deeply. The chosen one. Inhale, favor. Exhale, fear. Inhale, wealth. Exhale, worry. Inhale, alignment. Exhale, anxiety. Everything is moving in your favor. You are one, and no power on earth can reverse it. There's a light on you now. Could you sense it? It is not from cosmetics, lights, or applause. It is the brilliance of recognition. Heaven has acknowledged you. The universe has recognized your alignment. Your soul has been revealed in its fullest, and that recognition is changing the way the world perceives you. You are no longer simply another face in the throng. You are marked. Marked for riches and heavenly influence. Marked for extraordinary flow. And once someone has been marked like way, things begin to alter without effort. It has already started. The environment surrounding you is different. What used to seem weighty has lifted. What formerly opposed you is now cooperating. What was once obstructed is now opening up in unexpected ways. That's because you've stopped striving. You have walked into heavenly permission. Permission to ascend. The permission to receive. The authority to walk. As someone who already has one. And this is the reality. Some individuals may find it difficult to grasp your new persona. They will not recognize you anymore. And that's okay. You've modified the frequency. The version of you they knew no longer exists. The individual who endured insults, second-guessed their value, and concealed their genius in order to be accepted. That individual has developed. They fulfilled their mission, but but they are no longer guiding this voyage. Now, the version of yourself that has developed is clear, confident, and fully linked to divine direction. This version of you does not pursue opportunities. It attracts them. This version does not dread the end. It embraces heavenly closure because you finally grasp that what left your life makes way for what belongs, which can never be postponed again. The chosen one. You've entered your reward season. This is the period when postponed blessings are released in quick succession, where prayers that seemed forgotten are answered overnight, where everything you lost is doubled or tripled. You don't need to wonder why everything is suddenly working out. This is the outcome of your inner labor synchronizing with the divine time you sown in trust. You waited silently. You believed in calm. Now the harvest is underway. This is a big victory. It is huge. It's loud. It is obvious. And most importantly, it is permanent. This is not a fleeting breakthrough. This isn't a fast repair. This is a fundamental adjustment that will change the way your life flows from now on. You will never again be in a state of deprivation. You are not reliving the spirit of battle. You are not reducing your standards to fit into settings that you have outgrown. No, this time you're moving with complete confidence. And don't be shocked if others start treating you differently. This is what occurs when someone begins to radiate their actual frequency. You'll make new contacts, get favors, and discover new chances. People will start saying your name in rooms you've never been to before. They will acknowledge your brilliance, worth, and name, which will unlock previously closed doors. You will not have to force anything. It is your presence that will accomplish the task. The victory isn't just financial. However, the financial transition has already begun. Expect strange deposits. Expect financial doors to open from unexpected locations. Expect to get reimbursed for what you went through. There is now money attached to your quest. Provision that has been opened by your perseverance. Prosperity that is drawn to your obedience. This victory, however, is emotional rather than financial. It is spiritual. You are enjoying tranquility that money cannot purchase. You are obtaining clarity that King could not have given you by overthinking. You're being showered with favor, which makes life seem lighter, smoother, and more spectacular. And do you know what makes it beautiful? You're not required to apologize for any of it. You were meant to shine like this. You were born to have this degree of breakthrough. Some individuals from your past may attempt to re-enter today. Do not be frightened to adore them from a distance. Not everyone is entitled to the new season of your life. That doesn't imply you're superior than them. It indicates that your calling needs protection. The victory you've achieved is sacrosanct. It must be fostered. It must be safeguarded with prudence. Because the fact is that not everyone applauded you while you were in the valley. And now that you have risen, their praise may not be genuine. Discernment is now your shield. This is a precious period, a holy change, and an awakening to full power. So don't be sidetracked by past habits, wounds, or uncertainties. You have passed the exam. You've reached the threshold. You're in a whole new spiritual environment. You can sense it in your body, breath, and intuition. You are more in tune now. You pay closer attention to signs. You acquire up energy more quickly. You can tell when anything is wrong, and you don't ignore such indications anymore. Why? Because winners save their energy. You are not just conserving tranquility for the sake of quiet. You're defending the clarity that keeps you together. And that clarity is what enables additional benefits to flow indefinitely. Your victory will grow in size as well as effect. You are going to inspire people. You are going to lead others. And most significantly, you will revive others just by being yourself. Your narrative exemplifies how the underdog triumphs, the broken are restored, and the silent become mighty.